welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our resistance run, where I think things are turning around. Let's get the time advancing again.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay, yeah, we need to stop
Things are
relations
stabilizing.
in there. Okay, stabilizing
Public
there.
sentiment is increasingly with us.
And a little bit more carrying that up. We've had one of our rocket stations sabotaged. Okay. It didn't necessarily need the boost, so that's not the end of the world, but it is what it is. Victor 631 has arrived at low Mars orbit. What are you up to? Bombarding our stations. Okay. So we will sally Romeo 378 to deal with Victor 631, and probably promptly get itself destroyed. And yeah, that's a big fleet. They got 22 ships. We've got 8, which means this is all going to be on the map at the same time. And yeah, I don't think our 8's going to handle that. These are also some of the older ships, to be fair, so we're going to come in at speed. That is the enemy fleet. So, Liberties have siege coils. So we want the Liberties to open fire on one of the Demon-class battleships. The Indefatigables, we're going to remember to actually put on using their laser to shoot things instead of shoot the having projectiles. And we have you shoot at the closest small ship. Say Golden Plains. And then as a fleet, we're going to take... That wasn't what I wanted. A burn towards the enemy. Just to get some decent speed going. And that's what we'll do. So these ships have the old Poseidon lanterns, I think. Yeah, Poseidon lanterns. Okay. Laser ship successfully destroyed one. Open fire on that one. Already started firing at that one. How's the projectiles going out at the battlecruiser? None have collided yet. Although the battlecruiser is still at quite a distance. Given the distance, let's have you swap targets to a closer shot. Should be able to engage one of the cruisers that's still holding a straight line. Yeah. Okay, they blew one up. Target on the next one. Blew one up. Target on the next one. They are getting around us. There's a little problem going speed fast into them. Let's change targets. Round's going at that one. If we have time to even put targets into that one. Okay, we did get some rounds off at the first battleship, apparently. Let's swap fire to the other one that we haven't shot. We definitely did some damage on this pass through. Okay, those guys don't have the battle crew, or the one with siege coil doesn't have any siege coil shots left. You're the only two ships with any capacity to really engage targets. So, we'll put you on AI control. We'll put you on AI control. We'll focus on controlling these ones for the moment. Yeah, try to finish off my Corvette if you can. Of course, those are the only ships I've got left. Okay. And soon to probably not be left anymore, also. One problem with our current ship's design is they basically got all their arm on the front and nothing else. There we go. Well, fleet battle's over. We did do some damage. We blew up some ships. Mostly escorts, and a couple I think maybe got blapped with the coil gun, siege coil gun rounds. But yeah, we definitely, that style of fleet definitely didn't have enough to deal with the flankers. There we go. So, damaged, we destroyed a cruiser. And destroyed 4 of the flankers. So they mainly lost escorts, lost 3 escorts, lost 1 corvette, and a cruiser.
Target secured.
That's our improved coil gun batteries. There's the Earth Flute being expanded. Okay. Earth gun back to orbital bombardment. There's not much I can do about that. And yeah, I think we want to do the plasma battery here. Replacement to the previous military one.
Target secured.
And yeah, we'll probably want to do that at some point as well. Oh, they're going for this base. That's why it's taking so long. Like, surprised we haven't heard the base get destroyed. This is the place with the battle station, so it's return and fire. The battle station's not going to be enough to save them, but it's return and fire. Ultraviolet arc laser cannons, return and fire. 2 huge surface to orbit ultraviolet arc cannons, yeah. That potentially hurts. Oh, which one of the sciences was that for me? Okay, so don't do life, don't do military, do anything else. That was probably my Xeno research. I'm not actually sure what that does. Let's just pick that up anyway. It might be a prerequisite for a bunch of techs. That's probably what it is. Yeah, they're orbiting the station here, and the station is just taking it like a champ. We know it's over when the station gets the when we get the message back that the battle station's been destroyed. But in the meantime, granted, this is a bad station for them to blow up. This is 123 volatiles, monthly volatiles, so it's about a fourth of our volatile income they're targeting right now.
What's the op?
So thinking
Where
about it,
to?
he lost the point here. So let's take that back.
We're taking power.
Acknowledged.
Ready for my mission.
Like that's overkill,
Standing
but
by
they'll
for
they'll
orders.
do it even if they come knocking. To try to stop this.
Securing our control.
Done stuff that raises the environment cap? Must have. Although, Canada's still back up to 4.3. Okay.
Offering assistance.
Securing our interests.
Comte de Grasse Station. So they're coming for the Mars station. Don't think my base held. I think they did finally blow it up. Must have just missed the, Oh, actually. Did it hold? UI does have a really badly damaged station now on Mars. That's the station they're going for. Mine was block hacked. Yeah, so they gave up. I didn't have the firepower to bring it down. Do the repair. And now they're going for the orbital. They're gonna probably succeed at the orbital. The orbital isn't as well defended. Yep. Oh, and they brought one ship. Okay, we'll accept. They're willing to fight. So we had the auto resolve because this is basically station defense. And yeah, only one point defense array, which isn't going to hold up against a frigate. Assuming the frigate has the range to stay enough range. Oh, and they blew up the entire station. Entire Mars station's gone. Okay.
Things are cooling off.
We have hurt them where it hurts.
So yeah, go ahead and basically rebuild the station at Mars, and probably build up a defensive fleet around Mars.
By the numbers.
Calgary has orbital defenses. At this point, we have the majority of the Canadian population defended from bombardment. Vancouver is the only really big. Vancouver and Halifax are the only really decently big ones left. The Whitehovers, which isn't very big at all. They're going to Rollet Station, which again, there's not much I can do to really stop. Well, actually, in this case I could. Rollet Station, okay, so we'll sally with the defense fleet. How long is it taking for them to get there? 44 minutes, so there's no situation where we beat them there. Don't know necessarily how long it's gonna take for them to blow it up. We'll do this one just in case. Wait, we got. Must have just chose the time. We got there first anyway. Okay. So now they arrive. They want to fight. We'll accept the fight. We're not going to engage them if they weren't, but they are taking the fight, so we defend. Fleet speed. A couple cruisers, a monitor, frigate, and a couple escorts. So, liberties. I don't think I need that many liberties open fire at the same target, so we're going to send 2 battlecruiser, 2 cruiser, 2 cruiser. Indefatigables, somebody need to go back and fix this in the design so they're on target focusing. And then we will accelerate. Like so. This is roughly what we want to do. We want to be able to get to our stations around about the same time they do. Engage them, not necessarily proactively engage them, but basically defend ourselves. Well, potentially pissing them off, blowing up all their slow carriers sort of thing. Armor's mostly holding. Oh, we lost one of the Indefatigables. Here goes another one up. Blow up the monitor. Focus on bringing one of the ships down and then fire the other one, please. See the poor monitor here taking very evasive maneuvers. I think if any of those kinetics hit it, it's gonna have a very bad day, yeah. one red shot area, the other one, another red shot hit. Oh, but it's lost maneuvering, so those kinetics are gonna hit. There we go. Just the frigate left. Took damage, but this is, I think, acceptable. All the damage. Let's try to do match velocity. Lots of intercept course, at least with the ships that are capable of maneuvering. There goes all those V. So either we're gonna catch them or we're not at this point. We are catching. There we go. There's victory. Cost of 2 ships, we have total victory in this battle. That would also cost the entire fuel tank. Yeah. Okay. So, do a resupply mission. And then repair... we don't want to stay here for 34 days. Can we fly at a reasonable speed up to intermediate orbit? 4.9 hours, yeah, okay. That's fair. It's a 3-day repair up there, okay. The alien specimen has escaped containment at Lysander base. The specimen in question was one of research dubbed a war dog, so a war dog has escaped. Learn to an airlock and jettison him, or improvised armor. We'll go for the one that, in success, just gives us better rewards. We can... The volatile cost is a little bit high, but we can pay this otherwise. We successfully got him, yep. Specimen was approximately boxed in and thrown into a more appropriate containment cell where it is currently enlightening our researchers. There we go, 500 science. And then we lost... Was it a Liberty, or... I think we lost a Liberty and an Indefatigable. Now that fleet. Probably easier to use this fleet list. So we got 5 Liberties plus the battlecruiser. Okay, so I think we'll probably just go ahead and build 4 more Indefatigables. Bring the fleet up to 12. Ecological stabilization program, so that's more environment. Space hospital. Let's do the Life Science Institute. At some point we'll want those labs to be upgraded. then do a resupply there. Rubberized. Comet Levy 1 and its completed scan, so we now construct a base there. We'd probably need to, if it was flipped and it was like volatiles, that many volatiles, I'd be tempted. But we don't need the water that badly. Yet. We don't need the water that badly yet. Especially because our, the newer design we've got going doesn't use any water for fuel.
We will recon the site.
What's the up?
Okay, so that's probably telling us that this is...
On their way to the target
We
site.
lost our control point here to
I'm
the
here.
alien.
At your service.
See, here's we've got, yeah, that looks like an alien. That looks like an alien.
Eyes on target.
We'll identify that as an
Ready for
alien
my
and
mission.
then give him a bad day. Or, well, maybe a good day. Depends on your thought process, I suppose. We'll set national policy in
Heading to the
Russia.
capital.
Because I may be able to start building at the Confederation, or adding people to the Confederation, with Russia. Save us some control points that way. Because a lot of the places that be merging in are actually kind of done. Like Tajikistan here, it's got the space defenses, it's got the mission control. Yeah, I could build boost here, but it's not going to build boost in any appreciable amount of time. The economy has contracted in Kazakhstan. Okay. A little bit of a shame.
I will help them.
I have new information.
Alpha 14. Hello, Alpha 14.
Violence is abating.
Mission complete.
We can do a Federation reunification. We're still doing space defenses in Kazakhstan, so in Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan, we're not. So let's bring in Kyrgyzstan. Here we
Score
go.
one for the good guys.
Recon complete.
Happens in arrivals and may declare war on each other. Okay.
Ready to go.
So, 14. Got a 4% chance, or we crank it up to 42. Okay, so we need to track it for a little bit. Get a better understanding of it.
Gear up.
Here we go.
Ready to go.
Then you... Probably just one public campaign. Oh, if you're having issues... Servants, we should be getting
We
ready
must
to
persuade the
take
people.
over from them. Okay. I should probably... Let's go to Mars. Ring has to come from Earth, so it's gonna take 385 days. Orbital, so the tier 2 one, I can build just straight in Mars. So let's just do a replacement to our existing one, or the destroyed one. Let's take an orbital in here. This orbital is just basically going to immediately level up, so it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Probably just going to start with a heavy fission reactor array. And say a layered defense. There we go. And then once the core is upgraded, or is built, then we're going to upgrade it. And then we're going to design the whole thing. And then we're going to wait for it to build. Because it's going to take forever to build. But that's life sometimes.
I work for you now.
Probably going to grab espionage. You're a little bit harder to be found. You can pick up espionage. You're a little bit harder to be found. I'm going to see the amount of money so we can start picking up the augments. On you. Exception of the 4-brain simulator. There we go. Grab espionage on you. You're gonna do a command. I'm gonna go science or investigate. A little bit more espionage, actually. Your command. There we go. Pull around, improve the councils a little bit. Let some time pass.
Offering support.
Victor 373 completes transfer to low Earth orbit. Okay, so we got 4 ships at Mercury. Let's actually have you go join this batch. So 418. Oh, I could just merge you with 418. Yeah, there we go. Or merge 418 into you. So, the 418 one in theory is a flag bridge. So it is working. So we got a battle cruiser. Forget how much the bridge is. I think this is 15, so it's reducing 15 to 12. Which, that's useful. Definitely as we build more and more up. And thus have more mission control otherwise. Work in the environment in America.
We have got some intel on our target.
Order is
At
returned.
some point I'll have to research the tech for United States and North America so we can merge Canada and America. I'll probably do that after we get the space defenses built in Canada.
The people will come to our side.
We've got 3 of 6.
The LZ is secure.
Okay. 100% chance that this there was a good thing to have. That was successful, so keep going.
At your service.
Okay. You could go to Shanghai, but Shanghai's pretty low on the list. India, Congo, Pakistan we control, so probably go to
Heading to
Pakistan.
the LZ.
That's March, so that's going to be the next counselor cycle, the plasma batteries.
Offering counsel.
Surveillance complete.
Sunflowering, we're going to research it.
Things are cooling off.
We've moved the needle.
We're getting close on some of these getting complete. Your 10th of March,
Score
your 10th
one
of
for the good
March.
guys.
April's not far off.
Score 1 for the good guys.
Fleet launches for low Mercury orbit, so the Mercury fleet... Oh, and that's a real long burn time. They're probably bringing some big ships if that's the case. Okay. I hope we give them a big bloody nose when they show up. We lost the executive point in Mongolia. Okay, we can take that back. That's not too hard. Oh, and promptly after they take it over, they spawn in a megafauna to cause problems for China. Okay. I think I can bring, here, let's normalize some more relations here. Russia, Korea, Pakistan, yeah. And I should probably do that same here. Manage you. Don't need to be rebel to America anymore. We're on the same side, the anti-alien side. Okay, now we can bring Russian armies in to help with this xenofauna.
Reporting in.
Where do you need me?
Yeah, go
Targeting
take
your
Mongolia back.
position.
Your orders?
So that's going to be near 100% chance to take Mongolia back, even if they put a defend interest on it. So, yeah, we'll have Mongolia back real quick. Oops.
Where to?
You were lowering unrest.
Ready for orders.
Now that we have the American armies in Mexico, we should probably stabilize Mexico.
Restoring order.
And then promptly move the American armies back there. That should put Mexico back under control again, once they get there. Space defense is online in the Republic of Korea. So I think that's all the Korean space defense is done. Yeah. Boost funding environment. And follow up with knowledge. Now that you're building
One
the
cannot
space
simply
defenses.
squeeze a balloon into a tin can without one or the other bursting, which itself depends upon which you make stronger and which you make weaker. Chancellor Li Jingzhao, interview for A History of Space Travel, BBC Radio 4.
Okay, so there's our advanced alien or advanced hydrogen containment. Could do mission Jupiter. That would, I suppose, the more mines here would in theory help us get more volatiles. We probably want to get some acquisition ready to do this. Even if this is not going necessarily for us to go to Jupiter, but if we just wanted more mines, say at Mars, 6 more Mars mines wouldn't be too bad. Also, the prerequisite apparently for the helium-3 mine. We're gonna work on some cheaper ones like network propaganda here. Although that's, from a global standpoint, that's a dead end, right? So it's just a communications hub. I think independent habitats here is key for mission control for things. You know, that's cheap. We'll go and grab this, even though we think it's probably dead end. It'll be done in May of this year, so nice quick turnaround. Here's our plasma batteries. We're not gonna rush to design a ship involving those, but we probably will use those at some point. Did I actually finish the... Phaser tech? Or is that might be one of the techs I'm actually actively working on. That wouldn't surprise me. The global that I'm working on. Yes. The one working on 79% complete. I remembered picking it. I just obviously don't remember completing it because we haven't completed it yet. I want that done because then that's going to be the end game point defense turret. I had to go with a 40 mil physical. Could do the chrono batteries. It looks like the chrono batteries are apparently not the ground-based ones. They might still be the orbital ones. Okay, talk myself into those. Yeah. Nope. That's the problem with making such a cheap one, is that people have an easier time trying to steal it from me. Once you kind of have a locked in on a tech, they tend to give up in helping you, which is somewhat annoying.
Offering assistance.
But vice versa kind of also happens where if they can steal it from you, they will just everything on it. We're doing it. I want that choice.
I have new information.
Graph 3 has its space station in low Mercury orbit. Okay. So we're gonna go manage. So the big thing that has that station is I'm not rendering it defenseless, upgrading the existing one. From a volatile standpoint, we've got one farm here. Yeah, we got one farm here. If I upgrade the farm, we're gonna lose the upkeep reduction while it's upgrading. How long is the upgrade? 90 days. And the existing farm saving me 17 a month. So this basically costs another 50 in upkeep loss reduction. Yeah, I think we'll just pay that price. We'll just accept that's the case. And then the other Mercury one. We do the same thing, basically. Upgrade the point defense. Upgrade the farm. That's fine. If it wasn't for the fact that manufacturing just takes up so many volatiles, we'd probably upgrade the manufacturing as well, so we can build the tier 3 halves. Do I need that for... Not currently, we'll need it when it's done. Or we'll not have the surplus to upgrade it when it's done. So we'll do the upgrade to the... To be fair, the upgrade to the surplus solar panel during the upgrade. So this will finish, same time these will finish. In fact, this actually finishes sooner. This finishes April, this finishes June. And that'll make sure we have plenty of power. Or launching at Romeo. So, okay, so we're gonna group these guys up first. And then we're gonna fly them over to the other batch. Take your time, you don't need to be there very quickly. Well, feel free to use some fuel. You don't need to... So there's like a breakpoint, it's like, yeah, and then, oh yeah, no, you just take all the time you want. Yeah, let's drop below that. Take the 8-hour transfer, that's fine. There we go. So that is a decently large fleet. And the question is, do I want... Got 8 torpedo, or 4 batches of torpedoes, 4 batches of missiles. I should probably grab another 4 batches of missiles. Nope, never mind. We already got them in queue. They'll be done in 7 days. They'll be done in 7 days. No, that's Earth. Mercury. Okay, don't have them queue. Gaff spree. Give me some Orion short-range missiles. Under construction. There we go.
Things are stabilizing.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We can help, so we shall. Fleets transferred to low Earth orbit. I don't think I necessarily need a sortie. They've arrived at low Earth orbit. Actually, take me there just so I can see what they are. Battleship, couple cruisers, a Titan, a frigate. What we're just doing a quick once over is to make sure there's no assault carrier in the group. And there is. Those are the plasma battery Mark IIs, so we'll set you as a favorite. I will even prioritize that over the coil guns. Let's go grab those. Because older guys have arrived to meet the alien megafauna about
Target
to arrive.
secured.
So you immediately start upgrading the core. It'll take you 60 days. Oops. Join your Earth Defense Fleet. So now we got a pretty nice Earth Defense Fleet. That is 12 ships big. We have detected an alien facility. We'll go send the
We are
assault
in
specialist
control
after that.
now.
Or the, yeah, the attack specialist after it. I think we have enough armies there to deal with the one megafauna. That's already a third, or already a quarter destroyed from just leaving Mongolia.
Acknowledged.
Ready.
Okay. I want you to attack. The first thing that you're not going to have like 90s to attack, which is the alien structure. 91% chance of success. It's like
Ready
a 1%
for
chance of
orders.
failure. We are going to give him a protect target, because on that 1% failure,
On guard.
he does die. So we'd prefer that not to happen. No, this is going to piss the aliens off at least, so to be cognizant that that's a thing.
Lending my expertise. I'll keep them safe.
Life Science Institute, cool. When we start to refocus onto science, once we've got good control over orbits, that will be useful. Our current drives don't use hydrogen, so that's less interesting. Now let's work on the resource extraction techs.
We have got some intel on our target.
Violence is abating.
We've moved the needle.
Fake news, misinformation, it doesn't matter what they call it. The simple truth is that the powerful do it and the powerless cry about it. And that's why the powerless will never, ever become the powerful. Chairman Soren van Wyk, leaked luncheon recording.
The powerful do it, and the powerless cry about it, apparently. Yeah. Okay, that's an acceptable one for them to do. I was tempted to maybe do that at some point anyway. Getting better sustainability is not really a bad idea. Extra GDP and extra environment is not bad. As far as gains, because we are kind of doing both of those. We might do the research university, and then fleet logistics in Colorado, or things we're gonna want to do in the future anyway. There we go. So we dealt with the fauna there. Path all the armies home, please.
by the numbers.
There we go. Troops supporting the resistance successfully assaulted an alien facility in the Salta region of Argentina, covering the cache of 3 exotics. It says found evidence of at least 3 alien abductions. I believe from a game mechanics standpoint, it has actually removed, quote-unquote, 3 alien abductions from the region. That's trivial based on how many could be there if they have an alien facility there, but 3 have been removed. And I do believe that pisses the aliens off. Unlike killing the wildlife that they've brought to the planet, they care a little bit more about your sealing their bases. Okay, so here we're waiting for the HAB to upgrade. That just means the HAB is not completely vulnerable while it's upgrading.
Your orders.
Actually, what is the probability for you to assassinate 14? 33. I want like 50-50 before we're going for it. Let's keep following him. Eventually he'll make the mistake of going into a country that we have some backup in. Was Denver.
Heading to the LC.
I'll send you
Ready for
to
orders.
the next one after that. Hong Kong.
Going in hot.
There we go. Fleet launches for Qinglianggu Station. They're going for a Mars station. I'm not even done building that. That's why we didn't put anything else there besides the core and the one defense platform. Because if the defense platform can't defend the station, then the station gets destroyed. Okay, so we lost the station. You know what my response to that is? Just building another one. Just build another one. With a heavy fission reactor array and a layer defense array. There we go. It just says back 90 days.
Progress. Offering support.
At this rate, I'm probably going to build the fleet for Mars, probably at Mercury, move them to Earth, and then move them to Mars, because that's the only way it's going to get built. But that's fine. I can work with that.
I have new information.
Things are cooling off.
Communications hub? Yeah.
The people will come to our side.
We've got a little Earth orbit. Killing civilians, now in the infrastructure. Okay.
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed.
People of Earth, I am Judith Hell, Superior of the Servants. I am here as an envoy of our benevolent saviors. Today, we proclaim our joyous destiny. One united world under their guidance. We call upon all nations to cease their futile and violent resistance and to open negotiations to join our global family. Only then may we know peace and serenity.
So my understanding is that the servants here have researched their final tech. Their final questline tech. Which maybe isn't surprising. Right, they're going to do that eventually. That does, in theory, mean that the servants are trying to hand things over to the aliens. And they could, in theory, because the aliens have landed on Earth, do that. So we'll have to be mentally prepared for that coming up. Looking at the time, this is probably the place where I should put the part break in, and probably actually go ahead and end the stream. In some ways, we've been a bit more successful. Volatiles have improved. I think since the beginning of the stream, we've nearly tripled the volatile income. Not necessarily without reducing our expenses, so mostly just pure increase in production. Or a little bit of cost avoidance. So a little bit of it is building farms and places to reduce costs. But most of it's probably coming from things like the tech that provides 15% more. We picked up a mining org that's 11% more. That sort of stuff helped a bit. We got one of our mines upgraded, that sort of stuff. We now have a fleet to defend Earth, and the fleet to defend Earth is also doing a decent job at defending Earth. Hopefully that continues, let's say. The Mars one got destroyed, but that's historically been the problem with the Mars one, is the Mars one always gets destroyed. Yeah, so at some point we're going to try to get the Mars one rebuilt. And once we get the Mars one rebuilt, if they're doing a decent job of surviving, we're going to go back to building HABs again. Because I haven't been replacing HABs as they've been getting destroyed. Partially because at this point with the Earth stuff, we can probably run the Earth stuff denser. Right, we have access to Tier 3 HABs, so mostly I'm losing Tier 2 HABs. I'm like, okay, well, really, instead of rebuilding them, we're probably better off upgrading to Tier 3 when we think we can protect them. And then in those Tier 3 ones, run, what, I think it's 4, 12, 20 slots, so they're 20 slot HABs instead of the 12 slot HABs. And then run the Tier 3 modules, which I think are like 50% better than the Tier 1s. In fact, we can go look at one of the Mars bases. Is probably a good place to look for that.
One rig has just been intermittently leaking. We still haven't isolated it.
Blackhawk's going to be the place to look at that. So, for example, Blackhawk, we can build a Life Science Institute, which is 15 science, 25% life science bonus, provides 10% bonus to welfare. So if you're building an Earth orbit, that's the 10% bonus. So we'd only need 3 of these to max out the interface orbit. Versus the Tier 1, which you need 10, and the Tier 2, I think you need like 6. 5, yeah. So it's 10, 5, 3. Right. So in a way, I maybe don't need as many HABs as we had before in low Earth orbit. What I need to be is I need to be able to afford to defend them so I can upgrade them to Tier 3 so I can build the Tier 3 modules. Otherwise, that's a lot at stake getting these lost. But yeah, this would be... We only need 3 of those ones, and we're still researching all of them, right? So it's 3 of those, 3 of these. This is just better, right? The administrative complex is just better than the Tier 2 one. And so I think the Tier 2 one is only 1 mission control. This is 2. It provides a control point bonus in Earth orbit. Yeah. It's not showing here because this is not Earth orbit. The administrative complexes are 5 times better, right? So some of the stuff is better. The battle stations... Okay, the battle stations are just terrible in orbit. But on planets, like, they're good, right? This is actually seen off an alien attack. They showed up, we hit the alien fleet that was bombarding the place, and then the alien fleet kept bombarding, but they weren't able to get this out of the way, so they actually fell off and gave up. So we're definitely at the point where once I can get the fleets to defend the tier 3 stuff, I think I can afford to upgrade to it. With maybe the exception of maybe not the nano fabrication complexes. It will probably still try to maintain like 1 in every orbit. So like 1 in Mars, 1 at Mercury. Earth might be special. Earth might be the one place where we either don't do any or do like 6. Right, depends on how much I feel like that economy investment is strong enough, if it's strong enough. Spaceworks is where we're building ships. Instead of doing 4 per station, I think we're going to try to do 6. That way we can build ships a little bit faster. Plus, it just makes them faster. Like that. We're at the point where I don't necessarily need to set up HABs. I need to protect upgrading them. So maybe the mines. I think the mine is still... The mine's not sort of as exponential an improvement. It's like 100%, 150%, 200%. Which, given the costs go up exponentially, is right. The mines are one of the disappointment buildings on the higher tiers, but all of the other stuff is pretty nice. Like even the admin complex, we're jumping from a 5% bonus to a 10% bonus. Yeah, if you can protect that investment, that's worth it. That's worth it very much. So yeah, so this is I think where we're gonna put the part break in. I think things are starting to come back together for us to successfully defend things. We've got access to plasma now, so in theory we could. To be fair, we're building laser missile ships and laser torpedo ships that actually aren't combat tested, so they might be really horrible designs. We're still using the old battlecruiser designs, because really what was struggling with the battlecruiser designs is getting the mass that we could cripple enough of the enemy fleet before we got flanked, really. So now that we're going to slightly bigger batches of them and can get them built a little bit faster, it feels a little bit less bad to lose one of those ships. When it was taking 120 days to build a ship, every loss, like, we'd lose like half the fleet and be like, oh, I can't do anything for 120 days. Now it's 86 days because we've got the tier 3 shipyards up in a couple places. But that's kind of the struggle we have around Mars, is we don't have that at Mars. And to prepare the missile ships, we could do... We can technically build them at Mercury and build the long-range variant, fly that to Earth, refuel, fly that to Mars. Assuming we by then have a dock up at Mars, modify them back down to the low-range variant. So we got a way to get into Mars. Maybe questionable whether the missile designs are actually going to be good enough. Really, those come down to, can you get them through the point defense? And if you can, they hurt. Missiles really hurt. They're like the best hull slot weapon in that term. That they really hurt. The flip side, on the other hand, is they're very prone to be everything or nothing weapons. And you definitely run out of ammunition on them, right? Whereas the siege coilers, we've run out of ammunition on the siege coilers a couple times, but not as bad as the missiles. Missiles, you dump the entire salvo and dump the entire magazine in 2 salvos, and if you haven't got the aliens by then, you're not getting the aliens. Siege coilers are a little bit better than that. Granted, the siege coilers are also less likely to get shot down, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah, that's the state of the game at the moment. I think we're moving in the right direction. If you're watching on YouTube, they'll be put up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll have another stream in 4 days, unless something comes up. This is probably our last call for content, or for any comments that you want responded to. Bringing up the channel schedule that probably need to update, but bring up the channel schedule to remind myself what's coming up. So we just finished up Terra Invicta. This bit of the stream is for Terra Invicta. Tomorrow's stream will be Shadow Empire, continuing that self-imposed challenge, people with people. The day after that will actually be the return to Humankind. I think we're going to finish up Humankind, maybe in 2 or 3 parts, based on the speed we've been going. If we finish early, I think we're going to swap over to Endless Legends 1, which is a game I've also had a lot of fun with, from the same developers as Humankind. The day after that we're going to continue Field Glory Empires as Persia. I believe we're fighting Egypt at this point. We'll see how well that goes. If that goes well, we'll basically be in the running to win, and it'll just be the process of carrying that home at that point. And then the day after that, which will be Sunday, will be when we get back to Terra Invicta. So that's the upcoming schedule. YouTube will be put up tomorrow, assuming everything goes according to plan. And if you're watching on Twitch, I hope you've been enjoying. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.